I'm back again. Again, my name is Aquia, and I have decided as a Ghanaian to lend my voice to issues that concern me. And I know that most Ghanaians also, most people, or most Ghanaians also share the same view as I do. And each one of us are equally concerned about the state of our country, Ghana. Now, Ghana is the second largest economy in West Africa, or in Africa. No, in West Africa. The second largest economy in West Africa. And because of that, Ghana is attracting a lot of investors because the climate, Ghana is strategically positioned to accommodate or attract investors, which is a good thing for the growth of our economy. But today I want to touch on a very important issue, and that is the quality of investors coming into the country. What are the guidelines the government is setting for them to be operational in Ghana? I'm sure that we are not the only country that are attracting investors, but if you are attracting investors, what kind of investors are coming into the country? Now, early this morning, my niece sent me a video which I didn't bother to watch. And then later on in the day, this afternoon, a good friend of mine also sent the same video. So I said, okay, well, let me see what this video is all about. And it's all about tomatoes, tomato paste, or the tomato market, which has been labeled as the red gold. Now, apparently, Ghanaians consume a lot of tomatoes as compared to the other African countries. And so, because of the amounts of tomato paste that Ghanaians import to the country, some Chinese companies have decided to open up shop or set up their factory in Ghana. And this makes sense because then transportation to Ghana becomes cheaper for them, and they get the raw materials right there. As we all know, China does not grow tomatoes. Tomatoes grow in the tropics. So they are all coming to Ghana. Now, this video shows how the tomatoes are processed and how the Chinese and other tomato manufacturing countries like Italy and the US, and especially Italy and China, are able to cut down on their price to make it competitive. And so this undermines and undercuts the locally tomato processing or farmers in Africa or in Ghana, because the prices of the processed tomatoes are far, far cheaper than that of the locally manufactured tomatoes. Now, here is the kicker. The tomato paste manufactured in China, like Gino, like all these other brands coming from China, are not 100% tomato. They are not 100% tomato. It has sugar in it. It has fillers or parabens in it. And so that is how come they can price the tomatoes so cheap for the local market to the importers to benefit from importing these tomatoes. So it contains sugar. Sugar is not good for the body. Sugar is very, very harmful to the body. Sugar has the potential of creating cancer cells. So those that are very conscious about healthy lifestyles, they don't eat sugar. Sugar makes you put on weight also, because it's nothing but carbohydrate. It's empty calories. So they lace this tomato paste with sugar, with parabens, with dye, and that's how come the tomato paste that is imported into Ghana has that bright red color, because of all the additives that have been added to these tomatoes. And that is what we are consuming in Ghana, because we eat a lot of tomatoes. We like jollof rice, tomatoes. You have to put in a lot of tomatoes, or soup, whatever contains a lot of tomatoes. Now, these tomatoes, when you read the label on the packaging, the label on the can, it does not state that sugar was added to it. It does not state that it contains fillers and parabens. It does not state that. All it says is 80% tomato, and then some percentage of whatever, probably they're going to say fiber. So when you say when you see fiber, you're thinking it's good for your body. You're eating fiber. You are not eating fiber. They put in all these fillers to make the paste thick. It is not 100% tomato. You are only consuming a small amount of tomato. What you're consuming is mainly bad for your system. Sugar, additives, food dye, and a little bit of tomato. Now, these tomatoes have found their way to Ghana. The majority of tomatoes being exported to West Africa is coming to Ghana. Not only is it harmful to our system, it undermines and undercuts and puts the small farmer who is toiled to grow tomatoes out of business because he cannot compete. Now, the main reason for this video is, in the video, this Chinese guy is talking down on the workers. I know President Akufo-Addo recently commissioned this tomato factory in the northern region, and is run by these Chinese people. This Chinese guy is talking down on the workers and referring to them as them, them. And I didn't like that. I cannot stop the president from encouraging investors into the country. But what quality of investors are coming into the country? Are we just interested in the numbers or the quality of employment we are giving to our citizens? This really bothers me. In this 21st century, we cannot allow people to come into our country, use us, and look down on us. We cannot. Ghanaians, please let us wake up. We cannot. And until we lend our voices to these practices, it would never change. The man is talking down on his workers. So why can he do that? Because half the people working in the factory are uneducated. They need the job. So they keep quiet and they work as slaves. This Chinese guy is taking all the profit to his country and he's talking down on Ghanaians. That upsets me. It really does upset me. What quality? Are there any rules? And I know that government will give them rules and regulations to follow to be operational in Ghana. But are the rules being enforced? Are the rules being enforced? This guy, this Chinese guy, is talking down. I don't care whether he's Chinese or a Ghanaian or an American or an Italian, or I don't care. That's not the issue. But the issue is, in this 21st century, we cannot allow that to happen. We have to have some dignity. We have to value ourselves. And that comes from our leaders. The fact that we want to score the numbers doesn't mean that we overlook all these things. The guy is talking down on Ghanaians. If the factory belonged to me and I was the owner of the factory, there is no way I'm going to talk to my fellow Ghanaian that way. Because we're not brought up that way. I'm going to respect them. But because he's a foreigner, he does not care. All he sees is the dollar sign. So long as he can push you to do the work, that's what he's concerned about. Our leaders are watching this happen. Modern day slavery in Africa is still going on. Almost all the African countries with foreigners coming into the country to open up businesses, they more or less treat us. And we look on. Nobody is saying anything. This guy is talking, and guess what? The average laborer in China receives 4 times more than what is being paid to these people in the factory. The average laborer in China receives 4 times more than what is being paid to these people in the factory. So what negotiation power do we have when we allow investors to come into our country? Do we just bring them in for them to use us? Or we are really and truly interested in the development of our people? 4 times more. These foreigners are coming to, okay, so the population of China, we all know that China is the most populous country in the whole world. They have cheap labor, right? They are leaving their cheap labor to come to Africa, to come to Ghana, because they know that they can pay us 4 times less. So I'm thinking that at this time, if any foreigner is coming into the country, regardless of our minimum pay, wage, I don't know if it's a wage or pay in Ghana, regardless, that government is at least going to make people that work in this factory receive a little bit more than the average worker in Ghana. I'm thinking that this is something that government should broker for his people, given the fact that government is not in the position to really take care of his people. When you have somebody coming in, okay, and then the average person is taking home, the average Ghanaian is taking home 500 Ghana cedis at the end of the month, which is what, $100? for the whole month. How did they survive on $100 for the whole month? They can't. And that is why corruption is so rampant in Ghana. Who survives on a freaking $100 for the whole month? How do you pay your rent? How do you pay transportation? How do you feed your family? How do you save on $100 the whole month? But anyway, my point is, if perchance a foreigner is coming into the country, at least government should negotiate so that those that are working in these factories would earn a little bit more than the average Ghanaian. So that these companies coming in would know that government is not just going to sell his citizens. Please, President Akufo-Addo, I had so much faith in you during your campaign. It is not just building of infrastructure. It is not just building whatever and having more people come in. That is not it. It's the quality. And so far, I don't see it. Chinese guy is in the country talking down on Ghanaian citizens and paying them 4 times less what he will pay a laborer in China. How does that work? How does that work? He is getting cheap labor in Ghana. He's paying almost nothing. And he's going to talk down on us. And our leaders will not do anything about that. This should start putting down and telling them that we are not going to tolerate you coming in and abusing our citizens. So the fact that you're coming into the country to work, we expect you to respect and treat our citizens well. I mean, seriously. They are here to buy our tomatoes for nothing. They undercut the local tomato farmer. The thing is, when these farmers, after they spent and toiled to grow the crop, most of their produce even go rotten because we don't have the road. We don't have passable road for transportation to go in and pick this produce. So it goes rotten. What are we doing? And again, like I said, it is not about the numbers. It's about the quality. Are we getting the quality? We are not getting the quality. They are giving us cheap food. And Ghanaians are devouring it. A Ghanaian will rather buy that unhealthy tomato paste instead of buying the raw and healthy one. Instead of government to put a ban or restrict the amount of food importation coming into the country, they are not doing it. And it's simply because it's the same people in government who are importing these food items. They benefit at our expense. Because trust me, I do business in China. The Chinese product, we all know, is inferior. Because the real good product, most people cannot afford. And because we cannot afford, we get the cheap one. Why don't we grow our own? Why don't we grow our own? Why should we even have a Chinese person coming to Ghana and run a tomato factory? Knowing that Ghanaians really consume a lot of tomato. This should be something that government does for the people and by the people. We can't just give everything that we have away. Huh? We're giving everything that we have away. We don't retain anything. How do we expect any prosperity? How do we? How do we? If you eat a lot of tomato paste, my friend, then you better stop thinking, because before long, you're going to start having diabetes or something. It is so unhealthy. And not only that, today I'm just talking about tomato paste. It is so unhealthy because it's laced with all these fillers, sugar, I don't know, maybe they even put in vitamin C or what do you call soya bean, and claim to be fiber. You can eat natural fiber without having it. Tomato itself contains fiber. It contains natural fiber. So why do you want to eat the processed tomato instead of eating the raw and natural tomato? We need to rethink, Ghanaians. We need to stand up. Our government, our leaders are not really helping us. They are just brushing the surface. The real problem of getting down to the real problem and solving, they are not doing, because it's difficult and it's tedious and it doesn't give them the numbers. I don't want some foreigner to come into my country and talk down on me. When I'm in their country, yeah, I went there on my own. So they probably have the right to do whatever they want, but not when they have come into my country. I don't care if you are giving me billions of dollars. You don't talk down on me. You don't talk down at me. I'm sorry. You don't talk down at me. You don't talk down at me. And the president ought to do something. Don't just let the people come into the country because we are so bent on getting, we are so bent on getting investors to come into the country to show that, okay, this party is doing so well and, whatever it is. Let us think about the future of our people and the country, our economy and the country. Because we're giving everything away. We're giving our mineral resources away. We only retain 9%. 10% of our natural resources. If we're lucky. 10%. 90% of all the gold and the diamond and the lithium or whatever, helium, whatever, bauxite, cocoa, Ghana and Ivory Coast. We supply the whole world with most of the cocoa to make chocolate, to make, cosmetic products. And yet we only get like 5% of it. 5%. 5% of it. This is very bad. So President Akufo-Addo, please, and I keep saying this, please share my video. You don't have to like the message, but we have to put our voice, we have to lend our voices to these things because it affects you and I. The average life expectancy in Ghana is 50 years. And it's mainly because of the poor quality of food that we eat. The poor quality of food that is being imported into the country. Poor quality. It goes into your system and it kills you. Any food that is coming from China to Ghana, even Italy, the tomato paste that is coming to Ghana is nothing But color, sugar, fillers, and a little bit of tomato that comes to Ghana. And that's what we eat. In fact, some of the tomato is even processed with chemical to get the skin off before they can do whatever they want to do. This is what we eat. But we have land. 85% of arable farmland is in the belt of Africa. It's right there in the middle, from West Africa in the middle all the way. 85% of arable farmland is in Africa. And yet we cannot produce our own food. We have to import it. I don't understand it. And therefore our life expectancy is so small. By 50 years, you're about to die. I don't care how much you pray and fast. If you didn't take care of your body, if you are not eating healthy and you are not exercising, okay, you are not in a good, healthy environment, and there are so many pollutants in the atmosphere. You're breathing them, you're eating nothing but junk food, carbohydrates, whatever, what have you. Your life expectancy in Ghana is only 50. You can pray all you want. You can cast the devil. You can bind it. You can send it back to the sender. If you don't take care of yourself, you will die at 50. Those that live to be longer to 100 years, most of them don't bind the devil. They don't send it back to the sender. They don't whatever. But they live to be a ripe old age because of what they put in their system. They exercise. They drink healthy, what do you call it? They eat, most of them eat fruits and vegetables. And they live to be 100 years old. It's not in the numbers, but the quality. You see them at 100 years old and they still look healthy. Because they're eating well. They take good care of themselves. They exercise. They are less stressed. They meditate. They do all of that to keep their body and their spirit and everything in shape. We don't do that in Ghana. Our health system is very, very poor. And that's why our leaders go outside the country to have medical attention. It's not because we don't have the facility. It's because the medical personnel don't have enough, I don't know, know-how. I don't know what it is. I'm sorry, I'm not, but this is what I know. Because not only that, our facility is also very, very bad. Very, very bad. Very, very poor. Unhygienic. So our leaders, they have the money because they've taken our money and they can go wherever they want. In fact, the state really would sponsor them to go and have checkups outside the country. And we eat all the bad food. All the bad food. When you take a bottle of oil and it says vegetable oil, most of them is unhealthy for your system. Most of them. Those that eat the real virgin cold press olive oil is very expensive. The ones that they send to Ghana is not virgin and is not cold pressed. It's processed because the real one is expensive. $20, $25 for how many liters? 1 liter or something. Nobody in Ghana can afford that. Just a few people, but I'm talking about averagely. So we have a lot of work to do. Please, I digress a little, but President Akufo-Addo, I just saw a video of this tomato factory in Yangura, wherever, in the upper northern region. And the owner, the owner of the company, this Chinese guy, this Chinese company, The man is talking down on your citizens. I keep saying on. Act. The man is talking down at your citizens. He's talking down at them and expect them to work. We cannot allow this to happen. We are eating junk. We can't have double whammy. We can't have these people coming into our country and disrespecting us. And if we're going to allow them to come into the country, we have to negotiate good salaries for the workers. Good working conditions for the workers. I don't think he's probably not even giving them any healthcare, insurance coverage. I don't think he is. The man is even paying them 4 times less what he's paying. Hey, he would have paid in China. Nothing. They're not giving them anything, and they're going to disrespect them. They come into the country and treat Ghanaians as if we are in the colonial days. And then to make it worse, we want to install them because they brought something, some sort of development to the village. We should know that there is nothing like free lunches. Nothing like that. So if the Chinese man has done something for you and you've gone to the extent of carrying him, then it means that he's really getting something. He's not a fool. He didn't come here to play. If you guys are playing, he came to be a billionaire, because it is a race to see who can make billions in China. It is a race. Everybody, in fact, they have more billionaires in China than in the US. They have more billionaires in China than in the US. It is a race. If you do business in China, you would know. They don't play. They do not play. We cannot allow them, or any foreigner for that matter, to come to Ghana, use us, and disrespect us. It's about time that change. So please, if you receive this message, or if you're watching me, thank you so much for spending time with me. I don't have my glasses on, so I can't read the name. I wanted to look a little cute, you see. So I don't have my glasses on, so I can't read the names on the screen. But if you're watching me, thank you so much for spending time with me. I really appreciate you. Please pass on this video and let us make our voices heard. We don't have to give everything away. We can open our own tomato factory. We can open our own tomato factory right here in Ghana and eat and grow our own foods. Thank you so much. Please share this video. I don't think there's going to be a URL for you to share, but you can hold it down and it's going to allow you to copy it and paste it on your wall. Let's share this video and let our leaders know that this time around, we are not going to sit down. We are not going to sit down and be abused. We are tired of being abused. We are tired of being broke. We are tired of being used. Slavery was able to take hold in Africa because we supported it. We played a part in it. It's time for it to stop. Thank you so much for watching. Thank you so much for staying with me. I really appreciate you. And hopefully next time I will have another topic to share with you. Thank you so much. God bless. Bye. Please share my video. Thank you.